Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new REV'IT Striker Glove available at RevZilla.com. So the Striker is going to be your successor to the Comet. We've seen the Comet for a few years. I just wore the Comet recently in some hardcore adventure riding out at Rawhide. The Striker is now the big brother just coming to the table. And really some of the key updates to start right out of the gates here for the Comet, or for the Striker rather, in 2013 is they've updated the knuckle, still a hard knuckle protection, different texture, different style to it, but it's slightly more flexible now. What they've also done with this glove that I'm a big fan of, and you're seeing throughout the REV'IT line right now, is they're taking a dense EVA foam and they're seeding a lot of their hard shell protection with it. So you're getting more coverage and a denser foam that actually is able to go down your fingertips or down mid-digitally here. You can see it branch out. That's all foam backed, and it's going to create better flexibility, but better protection and better coverage. You can also see that the Striker, really at the same price point as the Neutron, is a slightly different setup. It's definitely still Tour, Dual Sport, ADV, but I think you could stretch a Striker into a lot of different types of short cuff riding. And again, seasonality, you're going to be looking at fall, or spring, summer, and fall. Really warm weather, not waterproof. From here, you'd step up into something like the Sand Pro. You'd kind of jump into the dirt. There are other gloves that become a bit more beefy or a bit more technical. But right out of the box, the Striker or the Neutron would be great options for somebody that just wants a rock-solid glove to rip around town or cover them in summer weather riding. Remember, we constantly are reviewing the best of what we see coming down the pipe for the motor industry, so subscribe to us at YouTube on RevZilla TV, our YouTube channel. You can stay up to date, let us feed you. Now, if we look at some of the other features, before I jump into them, let's talk a bit about fit. I'm seeing this glove come in, I'm wearing a large right now, and I find that just like its predecessor, the Comet, that it fits about a size small. So I'm going to call it the older REV'IT cut, the older REV'IT fit, which is decidedly Euro. I would be an extra large in this glove. I wear an extra large in Alpine Stars, but for frame of reference, I wear a large in First Gear. I wear a large in Icon. I wear a large in Dainese. And I actually wear a large in a lot of the other REV'IT gloves, and the norm these days is that the REV'IT gloves are mostly American cut, but every once in a while we get a style that's going to be more of that old school Euro cut, and the Striker is absolutely one of those gloves. But remember, if you get the wrong size, we'll ship for free, exchange for free, no restock fees ever if you need to send it back to us, and that starts at $39, so keep that in mind, we'll never hurt you. Now I'm wearing the gray black. There's a handful of other color options available. Note that it is a short cuff. You have a stretch material that's going to flow air, elastication in the knuckles. I talked about the EVA foam and the hard knuckle protection there, and then we have leather here in the fingertips for a little bit of an extra layer. As I start to roll over, again, all of the leather on this glove is going to be goatskin, which is a nice touch. You don't lose any tactile feedback. It's thin, it's abrasion resistance. It's a nice premium upgrade over traditional leather, especially for gloves. You feel more of your bike. Looking at it, single layer of leather construction here in the palm, double layer of reinforcement here at the heel of the hand with EVA foam for some shock absorption and vibration dampening. This is again a nice touch, and you can see this double layer here outset with this texture. Again, that's going to be goatskin. And if you're noticing these two silver patches, it's called Revit Connect. It's a multi-touch interface. So what that means is that this glove on these panels will interface with your iPhone or any other device that's that style of touchscreen that works off of the magnetic or electronic field of your finger. So keep that in mind. That's a nice upgrade going forward. We've seen gloves try to do that in the past. There are only a few on the market, and REV'IT's being very forward-thinking in the fact that they're doing that on a lot of their gloves. And I actually like the red offset stitching. It's nice. Basic single cuff design here. Remember, handful of color options. At the same price point, you do have the Neutron, and then from here you'd step up into something like the Sand Pro, or you get into something that might be a little bit more waterproof, and then the rabbit hole just continues with REV'IT because they do offer a lot of gloves at a lot of different prices that cover a lot of different applications. That said, if you have any questions, shoot our Gear Geeks a line. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. I already told you, you need to subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. Beware of cheap imitators. There are some out there. We're the original at doing this. And further down the line, you're going to remember it's going to ship for free, exchange for free, no restock fees. You need to send it back to us. Earn TeamZilla cash on every order over $100, and you can find the REV'IT Striker at RevZilla.com/REV'IT. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.